What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. I know it's been a minute or two since I've made a video, but I didn't want to make a video just for the sake of making a video. And today I feel like I actually have something worthwhile to say. So first, let's get this shit square. Okay. So I've decided that I think I disagree with Jerry Ward on the subject of food. Let me explain. Jerry always had this no-nonsense approach to food. You know, just do it, just eat it, don't think about it. Like, just prep your food, grab your food, eat your food, stop making excuses. And I think that worked well with the portion of people who were actually making excuses. Like, they kind of wanted to be in shape, kind of not really. But I think, we used to talk about this sometimes, but now I'm living it. You have people who are going through trauma, major life changes. Maybe you've moved across the country, maybe you've changed jobs and there's been a lot of turmoil in your family. Whatever trauma is to you, for me, obviously you know my trauma. And it's funny because sometimes food becomes the hardest thing to control. Some people can just turn it off, they don't want to eat it all. And I think that's probably pretty common at the beginning. But when you have really gone through something, there's so much that you're trying to control in your head, right? You're trying to control your emotions. You're trying to get up every day and make sure you have everything done, that the house is clean, that the dog is cared for, you paid all the bills, all of those things. And I think that you hit a point sometimes where managing every single detail of every single meal just feels insurmountable. So why do I care about this? Okay. So Jerry was an incredible motivator, okay? And he would talk to you on a personal level, one-on-one, but in general, he would just bark at you and tell you to do it. Okay, fine, that works in like military style, that kind of thing, but it eliminates the human factor. So my suggestion is, if you're having one of these issues where, yes, you want to get better in control of your food, yes, you know what you need to do, yes, you're just having trouble with the execution, start where you are, right? We talked about this a couple of videos ago where you can only start with where you are, okay? If you're going through trauma, fine, okay? No one says you can't go through trauma. Obviously, I hope you're getting counseling, working through it, you have a support system. But when it comes to food, I had to implement a rule. My rule is every breakfast is perfect. Now, what do I mean? I had a professor in college who walked in the first day and said, congratulations, all of you have an A, but it's up to you to keep your A. And I thought, well, isn't that a nice way to think about it? Because usually you walk into class and you think, oh God, I have a 0, I've got to get, how far do I have to do to get an A in this class? And I like the idea that every day starts with an A and you just have to keep it. So start with your breakfast. My breakfast every morning is perfect. Every macro is good, it's clean, it's enough to feel like I've eaten something, I'm not super full, I'm functional. Okay, check one. So sorry, breakfast is also meal number 1 to fitness people. So meal number 1 has to be perfect every single day. There are things that are gonna knock you off your game if your head's not right. An example for me is if I'm working all day at the hospital, and I now have to work all night at the hospital, you know, I just did this past Thursday night, and it matters because it was, I was relieved about 6 o'clock in the morning. I was absolutely starving, and I forgot my protein bar. The only thing I had were peanut butter crackers that the hospital had. I was so hungry, I was just like, you know I'm not supposed to be eating peanut butter crackers, but I'm starving. And you start making yourself allowances. Unfortunately, that can start a spiral on you and go, I can't believe I just ate peanut butter crackers. Shit, I just messed up everything. And I think we're just gonna have to give ourselves some grace on this because there's a lot of factors that go into this, right? I understand that not everybody has a job like mine, but when you're a nurse, there's something that you're taught in school and it's reiterated through everything. It's called a readiness. So I can look at you and say, you know, if you don't stop smoking, you could have lung cancer, you have all this, all these issues, you need to stop. And you can be like, yeah. You are not going to quit smoking until you are ready. Whether you are scared out of your mind because something happened, your labs are bad, a cancer scare, whatever, or you just get pissed and you're like, you know what, fuck it, I am ready to quit smoking. I'm ready. And that's that readiness I'm talking about. You can talk to your spouses, guys, you can talk to your girls, you can talk to your family. You can be like, you have to understand, if you could just eat chicken, rice, and vegetables, and this is how it works in your body, and this is what it combats and how you would feel. It doesn't matter, because if they're not ready, nothing's changing, nothing. So if you are going through some sort of trauma, you are only going to be ready when you're ready. And maybe you're ready to do meal 1. Okay. Maybe you're ready to do meal 1 and have a shake or your essential aminos right before bed every night. You can master 2. Maybe the rest of your day is chaos, okay? But start with where you are. You start with an A, keep your A. Keep doing that. Now, Jerry would go, oh my God, no, just eat your fucking food. Prep your food, get your food out, and eat your food and shut up. And he's right, but he's not accounted for the things that people are going through in life that are really fucking hard. And I'm not saying that where I'm at or where maybe you might be right now is forever. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there's a bridge to go from feeling so overwhelmed. You know, you can only control so much. I can't control all of the things around me, my emotional state, attempting to sleep every night, and counting perfect macros. The macros has to drop for me. Something has to give. Okay? And that's the grace. So the bridge is you start where you are, work one meal at a time. Remember, you start with an A and go forward. This is really important. And this is something that I felt moved enough to get on here and talk about. And I realize I sound like a kinder, gentler Jerry because, you know, remember the trauma he endured. Remember his addiction, the abuse. I mean, he went through real poverty. He went through a lot in his life. If he did not keep himself accountable to a very rigid standard, he never would have survived, you guys. That's how he was successful in life. That is how he got through everything. For him, it is absolutely perfect. But that's not necessarily true for all of us. Sometimes we just need someone to say, I get it. Let's start here, okay? Let's just start here. Because sometimes when you're going from his direction, maybe you're keeping your macros, but you're doing it in a place of shame, right? Like, I don't want to disappoint him. I can't be fat and disappoint myself, and no one will love me again if I don't look a certain way. It's shame. It's negative. It is not a situation where you can say, you know what? I'm giving myself grace, and I'm proud of myself for meal 1 being perfect. Meal 5 is perfect. Meal 1 is perfect. Next week, meal 1, 2, and 5 are perfect. Consider it. It's the best you could do for yourself. And especially, I know there are a lot of guys on here. Think about this with your girls, right? You're not going to get them to go from eating, 700 calories worth of Starbucks in the morning and for God knows what for lunch and dinner and Doritos for a snack to having meal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start here and see how it goes, right? Find a way to work with that person or yourself and just be kind. And just be kind. That's how you make it work. And I want you guys all to make it work. And we're all in this together. I'm no better. Jerry was no better. He was strong. God, he was so strong. I've never met anybody so strong. But that doesn't mean you can't be or I can't be. It just means we're going to do it our own way. So comment down below. Tell me what you think I might have missed, or if you have any questions. I'm happy to do a follow-up video on this. It's so important in society today. We're going through a lot right now. Just reach out. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. Sorry, I've been wanting to say that every video and I forget every single time. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Let me know what you think.